The first telegraph message by Spencer Tippett. The first telegraph message changed history forever. Without this first telegram message, where would we be today? Think about it. Would there even be iPhones? Think about it for a second. This event changed technology's history forever. Also, don't forget, we used this telegraph until the mid 1900s. But then we upgraded to a more advanced telegraph for the world wars. But this telegraph was later refined by Leonard Gale. The first telegraph was sent by the Magnetic Telegraph Company in the spring of 1846. The first telegraph message was Morse Code, and that was made by Samuel F.B. Morse. Morse Code is important because it was used until about World War II for many different reasons. The first telegraph message was sent between Baltimore and New York. No, not the Baltimore Ravens, and not the New York Jets or Giants, just New York City. Others were involved in making the telegraph and first telegram sent from New York to Baltimore. The first telegraph was made so they could send messages easier, like from New York to Texas in an instant, like bam, it's there, bam, it's here, or from New York to Baltimore, so they had an easier way of communicating in a faster way, so they didn't take like days to get a message that was like 5 miles away. It just takes 5 seconds. Bam! But also it was kind of complicated because you couldn't like read it anymore. You had to know the signs. Also, the first telegraph caused many new ways of communicating. Well, of course we already know that. Like the telegram was also known as Morse Code. Like the thing they use, like the SOS is, it's like dash dash dash, line line line, dash dash dash, like using symbols. Also, don't forget, Morse Code was made by Samuel F.B. Morse, and Morse Code and the first telegraph and telegram were refined by Leonard Gale. And the telegraph message was sent between Baltimore and New York. Well, actually, it was from New York to Baltimore. Order is New York to Baltimore. The first telegraph and first telegram message was the Morse Code. For example, SOS would look like this. That would look like, so S's would be the dashes, or the back dashes right here. And then the dots would be, well, obviously the dots. The O's were the little 3 dashes. And then the dots were another dot, and then the dashes were S, and the dots again. Another message that was sent along the time of the first telegram message was from Washington, D.C. to Texas. This telegraph and telegram messaging system was important because when they're in desperate needs, like during the Civil War, they need to get the message quick. Like say they were in the Gettysburg, which is far from D.C., and they needed to get the message quick it would take a couple days to ride on a horse or like a pony, like the Pony Express, to get the message. So they just used the telegraph and Morse code to get the message on the update in the war. This event caused change by, like, basically a new evolution in communications. It was kind of like the first email, the first text message there ever was. And this has been used throughout history in many ways and many times, for the World Wars, the Civil War, and maybe even the Titanic. And this type of messaging has been used in many ways. And remember to be thankful for the telegraph and the telegram, because without it, we may not have these nice things right here. And we always need these, right? And make sure to look at all the ways the Morse code was used for certain words, so you can mess around and know Morse code. The end.